and I'm living with my in-laws, and my husband it's actually put up at Bombay. So me and my in-laws are staying here. And for the past 15 days before, my father-in-law had an infection in his varicose. It was quite difficult for him to walk, and I was not able to diagnose what was his exact problem. And he had suddenly come up with a fever, and he was not able to walk up, and I was totally, the family was shaken up. And next, through one of my friends, I came to know about N.O.R.M.S. And I just called them up, and I just spoke with one of the doctors over there, and they said they'll be able to guide me. And in the morning he came up, the doctor from N.O.R.M.S. came to our house, investigated my father, and he told my father-in-law, and he told me that he had there's an infection in his varicose vein in the legs. So immediately, and I don't know what was the next step we should take. But the doctors at N.O.R.M.S., they came up with a nice professional way of handling this. They told me that you have to take an X-ray and you have to go for an ECG because his heartbeat was irregular. And they said you have to take a blood test and all the routine. The more thing they said, they have to give an IV injection. It was all these words were totally out of my. I don't know how should I start these words and everything. But then doctors from N.O.R.M.S., they really helped me from step by step. Within 2 hours, all this process starting from the X-ray, ECG, blood test, urinal culture test, and everything were taken in my house within 2 hours. Because for me, my husband was traveling, and being me alone, I can't take my father-in-law out of my house and go to the hospital each time. And during each time, for each test, I have to wait for at least 2 hours. But that is really impossible for my father-in-law. But with N.O.R.M.S., I was able to easily come up with all this, all this problem, and all my burdens were really taken care by them. Because in my house, within 2 hours, all this test was really taken up. And my father-in-law was really more comfortable because for him traveling out of the house was really difficult, and for me to take him out of the house was also difficult. So all this was taken by them, by N.O.R.M.S. within 2 hours, and the results were all given before evening, I think. So everything was set up within a day. I was able to come up with all this, and even my husband was more comfortable because he can't come up immediately. He can't come up from, I think he was traveling abroad that time. He can't come immediately. And even I was more comfortable, and my mother-in-law, both my in-laws and me, we were all totally comfortable with N.O.R.M.S. So that is really a great service that they are doing for the society, and especially like me, since my husband is traveling and me, I have to singly handle the family. For me, it was really a boon for me. So I think N.O.R.M.S. have really done they have come up with a new concept, and it's really helpful for all the elderly persons, mainly for the patients and the caretakers. All the tests, like X-ray, ECG, and all the blood test and urinal culture were taken in the house. And within evening, all the results came up, and the doctors from N.O.R.M.S. again came to my house. After going through all the tests, they said the antibiotic has to be started, and that has to be given through IVI method. That has to be injected, and and we were totally. We normally think that IV has to be gone to the hospital, and the patient has to be hospitalized and given there. But with N.O.R.M.S., I think they have come up with that concept of bringing that IVI injection to a house and making the patients more comfortable without traveling out of the house or without being hospitalized. So I think that is the best thing best service that I were able to get it from N.O.R.M.S. Because even my father-in-law was very comfortable for the past 5 days where he was being given IVI injection. For a particular time, and within that particular time, the attenders from the N.O.R.M.S. were at my house. There was not any delay in their visit. Everything, IVI injection was given at the correct time to my father-in-law. And I think he is even more comfortable because traveling, making him to be hospitalized and doing that thing, I think he was very comfortable and very happy to be at home and be given the IVI injection. That is a specific thing. I was very happy with the service.